Hey, everybody, it's Patrick
And I'm Greg.
with the next in our series of Advent Calendar Reveals featuring retro computers that we've all used.
All right, excellent. What do we have today, Patrick?
Okay, Greg, today we have the Apple II, which was released in 1977. And for our lineup of commercials, we have one from Apple itself, starring Dick Cavett, and two that were made by local dealers because that's how these machines were originally sold.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Let's get it going.
I'm learning to use an Apple for text editing, which is useful. Some of my texts could use some editing. You can edit right here on the screen. You can add words like this, or you can remove words like that, or you can move whole paragraphs around to anywhere you want them. It's amazing. You can use the very same Apple to do a zillion other things. You could say that the Apple is mightier than the pen.
Apple, the personal computer.
From High Technology, the computer store, introducing Apple II, the easy-to-operate home computer. Just hook it up to your TV to create dazzling color displays. Or you can balance your checkbook. Kids can teach themselves arithmetic. Or the family can invent their own Pong games. The possibilities are endless. It's called Apple II, the personal computer. See it at High Technology, the computer store.
Watch what you can do with this Apple II personal computer and any color TV. You can store over 100,000 pieces of information and find a single piece instantly. You can print your own reports, talk to other computers and get information like Dow Jones reports, chart your biorhythms, teach your children math, improve your chess game. Physicians can use it to get continuing education credits, and there's lots more.
So, Greg, what did you think of that one?
Well, that was pretty interesting. What was that thing he said about 100,000
Pieces of information.
Pieces of information. Okay.
And that floppy disk stores 140,000 bytes. So I guess they consider a byte a piece of information.
Well, I guess, technically you can consider a bit a piece of information too. Yeah. Okay, so I've got some pricing here. The base unit sold for $1,298. That's $7,000 in today's money, and it had 4K of RAM. I got a couple other things here. It used Integer Basic, Apple DOS, Pro DOS, and a couple other weird ones. It had a 6502, which was made by MOS Technologies. Audio cassette was its first iteration of storage, but that was the time when the first floppies were coming out as well, so that wasn't very far behind at all. But you know a lot more about these Apple systems. I'll let you go nuts. Tell us all about it.
Well, actually, you said the base system was $1,200. When I worked for the college and we were buying Apple II off of a state contract where we were getting 40% discounts, I remember the base 8K system for us was around $1,000, but if you wanted the full 48K system, it was $1,800, which was ridiculous. Now, by the time the 2E came out, which was a little bit more advanced and had a built-in 64K, we were buying those for less than $1,000. So obviously, memory prices were really controlling of all these machines of that era.
Oh, absolutely. Just wait till you see the price of the Commodore 64 when it comes out with 64K.
Well, and on an Apple, video memory is part of that 4K. So you're already losing part of your storage if you only got a 4K or 8K machine.
Right, right.
Oh, one of the things I liked about the Apple that sort of made them more like those S100 bus machines we talked about, the Altair, is because they had card slots. And so people developed all sorts of interesting things. Like you mentioned, Apple II developed a disk controller and a floppy drive.
Yeah, and at that time, Apple was encouraging people to tinker and make doodads and do all kinds of neat stuff.
Oh yeah, and the way they went about some of those peripherals, that floppy controller was less than $100. Well, at least for us at the college, that supported 2 disk drives. Whereas the same thing on a PC might have been about $300 at the time, and the floppy drives themselves were less expensive because Steve Wozniak took a shortcut on how he developed the floppy interface that used a whole lot less components than other people. The trade-off was you got a lot less disk storage. I think on your Commodores, you get 170K, 180K on a disk, whereas you only get 140K on an Apple. And in fact, that was an upgrade. The very first one, when that machine was released, had only 110K. Oh, that's why the ad says 100,000 bits, because they were only like 105, 110K per floppy.
Well, one thing we also have to talk about, Patrick, is this is one of 3 that are known as the Trinity to collectors. And we will be covering the other 2 in the next 2 days because they all came out about the same time. It is the Apple II, the TRS-80,
Model 1.
and the Commodore PET.
I'm looking forward to those.
Me too, especially the Commodore.
I'm sure you are. Hope you like this latest reveal on our advent calendar of retro computers. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up.
And if you want to keep watching, hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified every time we have a new episode.
And if you haven't watched all of the videos in this series, there should be a link on your screen so you can go to our advent calendar playlist and see past episodes.